I'm out. And as you see, it's blustery today, let's call it. Let's say blustery. Also known as windy, also known as a registered storm. But hey, I was going to go a high camp tonight, but obviously with a storm, I'm just not going to risk it. But I want to camp, so I'm on my way to a wee spot I've used in the past on this channel. Also hoping Gary's got to come and join me for a wee drink, maybe a wee bit of catch up. But I'm trying to find somewhere that's that I know is going to be sheltered from the south, because that's where the wind's coming from. So this should be ideal. One of the reasons I want to come out is I've got a couple of new bits of kit to test out. One being what I'm holding, just a extra long stick. I think some people call it a selfie stick. But for me, it's going to be handy to get point of view action, like so. Look at that, I'm running. But you know, that's what it's for. Just give me a better action, you know. A bit more wide range angles. Also, a couple of little bits in my bag as well. Just a couple of wee tidy bits. And I'm going to try a little different setup tonight. Give myself more of a cozy feel. Anyway, let's get down to camp and let's get it wired up. Right, so unless you're new to the channel, you'll see that I have actually pitched somewhere around here before. Probably somewhere there. That fire pit was there, but this wasn't. So this is new. So think about here. So I think what I'm going to do is look for a wee flat spot. I want to be close to the fire tonight. So I'm just having a wee scout around. So let's get my pitch sorted, and then yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll put a time lapse on for the setup of the tent, and I can talk you over what's going to be inside the tent once we're done. Okay. I've just had to jump in for a cover. As you can probably see, it's raining. Pretty heavy. I did have one little issue with the back of my tent I still need to adjust. But I can do that once the rain calms down, and then I can get back to just finishing the setup. It's not supposed to last too long. It's 6 o'clock now. My forecast says after 7 o'clock it's supposed to be fairly clear skies for the night. So just going to wait it out. You know, finish off doing some jobs in here, get the place looking like home. And then we can get on with our camp. That's heavy, like. Alright, so let's take a look at some of our new bits of kit. First one, got the Flex Tail 2.0. He's going to pop it in like so. And then there's a wee button there for power. I'm going to press it. And oh, well, there we go. Saves me blowing it up with the wee bag anymore. Handy. I reckon it takes about, on an average sized bed, about 60 seconds, 90 seconds or so. So, can you see that okay? Yeah, almost there. Pretty quick, yeah? What's the nice part about the 2.0 one as well is it actually doubles up as a light, which you'll see later on because I'm going to be using it as my lantern. Okay, so it's been about an hour since I last done any filming. I'm just finishing off my camp setup. Another shower on its way, so let me quickly show you this before I get settled down. And what I've done is I've put a wee tarp up. It's an OEX tarp, as you'll see there. You know, I've got to go more of a wee pyramid shape, so it's just enough for me to sit in the porch, extend it out. So I basically sit there, the rain come down, I'm going to watch the rain fall with a wee drink in my hand, and then once it feels as though it's going to be dry enough and a bit dark enough, that fire pit's getting used as well. Happy days. Let's get camping. So it's just coming up 8 o'clock. You see it's getting darker a lot quicker now, so I've hooked up my head torch as a bit of a spotlight for now. I've got my dinner just on its boil at the moment, meatballs and pasta. And then what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to get the football on. I think Man U Bayern Munich away to Bayern Munich tonight, so I'm going to get that watched. Get the fire on soon as well, and enjoy the evening. Really glad I brought the tarp. I'll probably show you more in detail in the morning, I think. But it's doing a great job of giving me a bit of shelter. There's been a few wee showers, but that should be showers now for the night. The wind's gone down now, so it should be in for a pleasant evening, I think. Fingers crossed. So I've just had some meatballs and pasta. My wee favourite ones, the kind of ones I quite often have, but I was just extra hungry, so I've actually packed one of these as well, the adventure food, chili con carnes. I actually got this from Rick over at Moffat Outdoors, and he gave me a couple of these to try along with a pot that a cook set that I'm going to use in a different camp. I was going to bring it in this camp, but I actually really needed my jet boil for a couple of things as well. This one's going to be almost like an alternate to the jet boil, so I'm curious to just test it out first in a safe environment, so I know it'll work. But if it works, for the people who like who are into environment especially, it's going to work really well. So anyway, I'm going to let this hydrate. It takes 15 minutes or 10 minutes. I can get back to football. Currently Man U 0-0 with Bayern Munich. Actually looking alright considering they've been pretty crap all season. For the record, I've got myself one of the wee couple of Malibus as well again, and then there's a wee bottle of gin that's got to go down, a little treat as well. And like I say, I've got my spotlight going, so we can still get a bit dark, but fire's going on soon, I think. That's how the camp's looking. I'm going to give you a proper look at the old tarp in the morning, I think. As you can see, it's done a really good job of just giving me a bit of shelter, so I can sit for the night with my wee fire going, which is now burning itself out. I can hear the fish jumping. Hear that? Right, I might take some star photos and then I'm going to jump into bed. Alright, so it's time to get to bed for me. Quickly, let me just show you. So I'm rocking my -5 comfort bag. It's just the It's a 500 class one, 5 foot class. They have a 500 and a 900 series. So 900 series is like the really like super amazing ones. This is the 500 and it does me a really good job. Synthetic one. I've got my normal, my big pillow that I've been using, but then I've also added on this little additional one. You might have seen a little hint earlier on, but yeah, look. So I've added in these little bits. See? So I've added these little bits here, and then that clips that. Yeah, and there. So I've got a full bed. So man, you got pumped. Yay! Nice and toasty. I don't want to get soft now. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm not really showing you tonight that's got a nice a different thing to my normal camps. I think I'm about right. Yeah, like I say, I'll give you a proper little look round the tarp setup in the morning because you can't really see it and it's dark. It just opens up the whole world for this tent. This tent, I think I've commented on this tent before that I love it. I mean, it's such a cosy little tent, but it is a little tent. So, you know, it's my heaviest tent, which then is annoying. I think it's 2.6, 2.7 kilo. You know, so it's a hefty wee thing. You know, but where you know, lacks in being lighter, it makes up for like this. You know, this material here is solid, so it's cozy, which is brilliant for like a winter autumny camp, you know, getting into the spring. But then the downside to it is because it's so little. I mean, that's me just touching the roof there. I mean, I can't really sit in it, you know. Whereas like my other two tents I've got that I use kind of more regular in the channel, they two I can sit on it. So having the tarp, that's a game changer there. That means it opens up the porch area. I can sit out for hours. I was actually finding as well as the wind was kind of moving around, the heat from the fire was just kind of creating a little area there. So it's lovely and cozy out there. It's nice. Obviously in the winter time you just stick an extra hat on, take some gloves on and that, and you're gonna be nice and cozy. I mean, I've not really got my winter clothes on yet. I'm still, but yeah, it makes this tent more durable. I still think I'm going to get another tent for the winter this year. I fancy a wee change. And you can hear the wind's dropped completely from that wind that was coming in and on, which also means I'm probably going to wake up to condensation. It is what it is. Right, I'm rambling and my eyes are dropping. I'm going to say goodnight. I've just been sat last 5 minutes watching the sun coming up. Sunrise was an hour ago, but because we're kind of deeper in the valley, it just takes a little bit longer for it to show, which was actually one of the reasons why I wasn't wanting to camp here last night. I had 2 or 3 other spots in mind, but the wind forecast was it was playing on my head too much. But well, as we've seen by about 8 o'clock last night, there was virtually no wind and it stayed that way. However, when I was looking at the forecast for some of the hills I was planning camping on, they weren't planning stopping all night. So I think there is still this gust that's at a higher level, and then at the lower level staying low. I was going to sit a bit longer, but I think now the sun's up, the clouds coming over, and it's just about kind of like at the height of the sun for a while, and it looks like it's going to be in soon. So I think what I'll do is I'll get finished packing up. I've only got the tent left to go. I've been packing up while I had a wee time lapse going. So that's my next step, is just get packed up and then and get down the road. So I was using my towel to dry things off this morning, so I'm just going to leave it over my chair while I'm putting things away. Hopefully that'll get a tiny bit drier. So with this wee Vango, I always tend to go out or dinner, so I'll get rid of the guys first. We've got 4 of them. I was trying with this one, I'm kind of looking at always getting my guys to go lengthways rather than, I've seen some people put their guy ropes straight out, like sideways, or you kind of want the tension to go that way, so you want it to stretch. So there's your guy rope 101. Okay, so next stage, we've got them in each one of these. Once you pop this, you're going to lose all the tension in the tent, and then it's just going to flatten out like so. So I'm just going to repeat the same on all the sides. I've still kept ends in. That's just to stop tent from taking flight if they did get a gust of wind, which is today not really relevant, but you know, it's just you get used to a certain order that you do things in, and regardless you just do the same. Alright, so time to get the tent away now. So I've only got these to do. Now I've wiped down my tent a wee while ago, so I can get away with them just kind of rolled up now, I think. I'm actually using my OEX Lithium stuff sack. I just find I can stuff it a wee bit better, whereas the one that comes with the Vango is good. It's just a bit of it leaves it a little bit bigger profile than I'd like. So when I'm trying to get it neat away in my bag, just you know, it still stays too big. Being a stuff sack, you literally just get it to catch and stuff it in. And because it's got one of them little stuff lids on it, just to make sure I've got it nice and compact, I can then use these wee bits quite nicely to pull it in. So particularly when I'm on a camp and I know I've got very little space in my bag, you know. So last thing we're getting put away from here anyway is the mat. Last 2 pegs. And again, I always try and get this folded as much as I can, but as you'll see, the ground underneath it's quite wet, so this will definitely need aired out. Someone who's maybe quite new to camping, unless you want your kit to get mouldy really quick, you've got to make sure you air your stuff out. Otherwise you're going to ruin your kit really quick. So last off, I've got my pegs and poles. Poles always go stuffed in the back here. I'm just going to put my pegs at the side. Just looking for a wee place where it'll catch, and I can just, push all of it in there. And then the very, very last thing I've got to do, give an extra wee shake off my towel. I'm just going to hang my towel to the outside of my bag as well. I brought an extra clip because I knew I was going to be using it to dry things off. There's no point putting it in a bag now if I can help it. And again, that'll be that. Chair. Not really showing you much about this chair yet. Got it for Decathlon. Get a lot of stuff for Decathlon. Handy. Again, that was what I was hoping for from the camp last night, was a nice, easy camp. You know, chilled. Get the chair out. Watch football. You know, let's be honest. It's all about Thursday nights these days anyway for football. No one cares about the Wednesday night football. So, if you know, you know. So yeah, that all goes away as one big shell in its bag, and then just give this a fold up or a roll up, chuck it in, and I've left a wee space in my bag specifically for it. All I've got left to do, pick up my bag and get back to the car. I'm trying not to trip up on my towel on the way there. Right. I'm not going to put my bag on too precisely, since I'm only going about 100 metres or so. I filmed this last night on paddleboard. Paddle. So I'll take that back with me. Don't want to leave anything lying about here. Okay, let's go. That's me, Alf. See, same location I did a year ago. It purchased about a year ago to the day almost, give or take a couple of weeks or so. I had wished I'd gone a bit higher now. Now that I've seen how the mornings turned out, that was the forecast. I just, you know, I think we've had that many false dawns or were forecast lately. It's really hard to tell. So pretty much going to end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like I say, another completely different style of camp. If you think back to my last one, you'll have seen from the Glencoe, you know, completely different style of camp altogether. But as you can hear, the wind is picking up a wee bit now, and it is forecast to get heavier. So there's always that risk of getting caught again in the morning. So anyway, I'm going to sign off there. I'll literally up my car just in a minute. And so once again, stay tuned for more adventures. We're getting close to that time of year where there's going to be axes and snow shovels. Yeah, cannot wait. Right, so for me, Moffat Mountain Adventures, please don't forget, if you like what you see, give me a wee like in the button, give me a wee subscribe, and I will check up on you on my next ones. Take care, bye bye.